Today we're back looking at some awfully entitled people.
A vegan family was upset at their neighbors who cooked meat for dinner and the vegans could smell it. So they left a note asking their meat-eating neighbors to please close their window the next time they cooked meat. And it turns out the meat-eating neighbor didn't give a and kept his window open, which prompted the vegan family to leave a second note in which they were a lot more angry. And they also said this would be their last warning before the vegans reported the meat-eating family, and they also went to social media. This entire saga ended up going crazy viral, with people defending both sides. I personally have two thoughts on this matter. The first one is, if you're my neighbor and you leave me a passive-aggressive note instead of coming to my door and talking to me like a regular person, I'm not gonna at all care what you wrote down. I'll probably throw the note away halfway through reading it. Second, if my vegan neighbors had an issue with me eating meat in my own house, I would be a good neighbor and bring them a plate of meat.
I mean, I'm kind of with you then, like they are being a bit ridiculous, aren't they? Imagine thinking you're so entitled you can tell your neighbors to stop eating meat. Oh, I don't like the smell of meat, stop eating it. Like, who do you think you are? Could you literally imagine that? Honestly, if I were the neighbor, I'd be cooking a barbecue every single day. I'd literally be smoking everything just to proper piss them off. Why don't they just close their windows? Exactly, close the windows if you don't want to smell meat. I just want to know who actually sided with the vegans. Nobody. Absolutely nobody did. If they don't like the smell, they should be the ones closing the windows. Exactly. It's like, how are you literally going to tell your neighbor to stop cooking meat? I can't believe that's actually real. I think vegans are lovely people. The majority of them are normal. However, the vegan activists, the cuckoo ones like that, are crazy. Could you literally imagine that? And the fact that they wrote the family 2 notes as well, and then like reported them to the police or something like that. Like, what?
This entitled girl really thought I'd stop eating after a long, hard day of work just so she can park in my spot.
Oh no, she's what? Not one of these people.
After I'm done eating. I'm eating! After I'm done, yeah!
Is she literally sat in her car?
Yo! Come on, scoot! Like, not to be rude, I don't give a what you got going on. I'm eating. I'm hungry.
So he was basically just sat in his car having a wee munch, and some woman was telling him to get out of the parking space. From my understanding, if you're parked in a parking spot, you can sit there as long as you want. I don't know if it was a free parking area, a paid parking area. I mean, if he paid for a parking ticket to sit there for 5 hours, you can sit there for 5 hours. Put your phone up and watch a movie, make a whole day of it. Exactly. If I were you, I would have taken a proper wee nap. If she wants to try and nag, you just ruin her day. I would turn that 10 minutes into an hour. Now I turn it in like 5 hours. I wouldn't even get out of my car. I'd just leave it there parked. People think they're really entitled to boss you around. Like, lady, he's literally parking in a parking spot. It's not your parking spot. I'm just curious if it was a paid parking spot or if it was a free one. Because if he's paid for it and he's got like a parking ticket to like prove that he's paid there, he can sit there for as long as he's paid. You know, if he's paid for a parking ticket up to 6 p.m, it could be 2 p.m in that video. He can literally sit there until 6 p.m. He doesn't even need to be in his car. He can just leave it there. He's paid for it. That's so weird. And I bet you there was also free parking spots as well. There was probably like a spare one right behind it, but she decided to go out of her way to argue with him. I'm an a-hole for telling my friend he's being entitled for being angry at a lady doing her job. I'm gonna say no, you're not the a-hole by the sound of it. Your friend's an a-hole. Me, 17 male, and friends went to Topgolf this past weekend, and we had a massive argument about what happened. We booked for 2 hours and did another 90 minutes after time was up. Once our 75 minutes passed, the menu asked if we wanted to extend the time. We clicked no, and a few minutes later an employee came by and asked if I wanted to extend our time, and we told her no. She swiped her card and typed in whatever and walked off. We had eaten earlier during our time, and after 90 minutes passed, we screwed around with the remaining golf balls we shot out. We did this for like 10 to 15 minutes, which to me was extra time, and anything after 90 was free lunch. After that, the lady came back with a family who had reserved a bay and said that in polite terms time was up. I thought nothing of this and we left and the family got their bay. Okay, so by the sound of it, everything's going pretty smoothly. What is your friend angry about? On the car ride home, a friend speaks up and says that the lady was a total a-hole and was super rude for bringing the family over when we weren't done yet. I said who cares, our time was up anyways, it wasn't our bay anymore. He responded saying Topgolf is a restaurant primarily and golf is only secondary and customers don't have to leave when their time is up. I'm so sorry. So you went to somewhere called Topgolf and he's trying to say that it's a restaurant. Topgolf is the name. It's pretty much a golfing place, I'm assuming, with like a cafe and restaurant. I said we paid for the bay early, and at the restaurant you don't do that. We were sitting in a bay that wasn't ours at one point and they had every right to make us leave. I'm so sorry guys, but I literally can't read this. I need to pop my specs on. No, you don't like them. He said if they are really taking that long, they should ask them to leave and then wait a bit before telling them they have to go. go. Whether it's 5 minutes or an hour, the customer decides when they're done and ready to leave. Place was packed on the Saturday too. So your friend's basically saying he gets to decide whenever he leaves. It doesn't matter if he hasn't paid for it, he decides when he leaves. That's not how it works, sunshine. I told him he's dead wrong and extremely entitled. He thinks I'm a stubborn a-hole for taking the side of the lady just doing her job, but now I'm just curious, is that how Topgolf actually operates? I feel like when you have a timer, you don't get the freedom like a restaurant to stay however long. I'm the a-hole. No, you're not the a-hole, but your friend is. You basically ate food, then went and done Topgolf, which is basically golfing, and then your friend got angry whenever like his time was up. That's because you paid for a specific amount of time. Whenever that time's done, you have to go. Not the a-hole, and I don't know anyone who describes Topgolf as a restaurant. Your friend is entitled and you're right. Exactly, like the place is literally called Topgolf. Topgolf! It's not like called Top Restaurant with like golfing, it's called Topgolf. Like whenever I think about that, I think of somewhere golfing and it's got like a restaurant or like a cafe that you can have like a wee bite to eat after you're done golfing. Is your friend a bit dumb? But it sounds if it is.
Talking to you as the owner. I didn't talk to her. I don't understand. You guys speak English 10% and the rest of the other language.
Wait, so is she angry that she's not speaking English?
But now I have to do my nails.
I tell you,
Can you ask him, please? I have to do my nails. I can't. I have to do my nails.
we cannot.
I came in at 5:30. I made an appointment to do my nails. I have to do my nails, or I'm gonna call the cops. Seriously, I have a flight.
Call the
Please.
police about what?
Call. We can call too.
Yes.
Yeah, we have the
Yes.
camera and you.
I don't care about the camera. Please, I need to do my nails.
You.
Please, no, seriously.
Call.
I did not make an
She's
I made
insane.
an appointment.
That poor worker.
I won't put the bad reviews. I'm gonna call my friend. She has nail salon at Winter Park, and I'm
Well, then
gonna
go to your
ask her to call you
friend.
culprits.
Okay, ma'am, you are literally disturbing the whole salon. I would appreciate if you could just take this outside.
But do you understand? I made
It does not
appointments
matter.
And I have
There
a
is
flight.
there's a decorum. You have to have some decency and be a little bit more respectful.
I love how a customer finally stood up for workers. Whenever we watch these videos, a lot of times the customers are very, very quiet. You know, they don't actually stand up for the innocent workers. I don't know the context about that clip. I'm assuming that basically the girl was getting her nails done and like the people doing her nails were speaking in a different language. And the woman wanted them to speak in English, maybe so she could understand what they were saying. That was just a weird one. Like, oh, why is she so angry? And yet again, if her friend's got a nail salon, go to your friend's nail salon. Why aren't you there? 911, what's your emergency? Karen, I have to do my nails. Exactly, what are you gonna call the police over? She was threatening to call the police, call her friend, and give a bad review. Oh, boo-hoo. Love the way the lady called her out. What a lack of decorum. Exactly, like I'm actually with the customers calling her out. Like she deserves it, but it sounds like she's never been told no. Sometimes with situations like that, you can tell someone's never had like a snapback. They've never been told off properly. And do you wanna know something? I'm happy that woman finally experienced it. Is it my idea or her first language isn't English either? She does have a bit of an accent. I can't tell exactly what accent she has, but it's like, why do the workers need to speak in English? Like they're literally just doing your nails. Funny thing as well is that she's literally wasted her time. She was talking about how she needs to get like a flight. Her little tantrum was probably wasted about 5 minutes, and if I were the workers, I'd ruin her nails. I'd do it really badly. I just don't understand why she'd act like that. Karen's in the wild. I know she was a glamorized Karen. Usually Karens are older women, but apparently now they're in their late 20s. These people looking for a free festival weekend. Can someone help my family out? We are in need, my wife and I. We to come up with $400 this weekend so we can attend the blank festival and have a decent time. We live in a tight budget as I haven't been able to find a job in 2 years. We want to go and have fun at the annual tradition, but don't want to go if we can afford anything, because that would be just depressing. Okay, so this person's basically saying I want to go and have fun, but I don't want to pay for it. Also, he's been looking for a job for 2 years. Like, if you got a criminal record, why can't you get employed? Ideally, I would have a $200 for food, souvenirs, as would she. We also would need care for an Uber to get there unless someone is willing to drive us. Anything is appreciated as long as it's over a $25 donation. Otherwise, it's not worth it due to PayPal taking a cut. DM me for more info. I'll be on the lookout. I'm so sorry, what? Are you taking the mickey? Yet again, this person's basically saying I want to go and have fun, but for free. So they need to come up for $400 to get in, and then $200 for food, souvenirs, and then more money for an Uber, and then if you want to donate, it has to be over $25. Why don't you just get a job? This high maintenance potential partner. Dating me equals $1,100 a month. Rent is $300, my nails $100, my hair $100, take me shopping at least $300 a month. Utilities is $200, 100, spending money is 100. If you date me, my bills are a package deal. Either you support me or get the F out. So you're telling me to date this girl is basically the same price to rent a small apartment. I also love how the rent is $300 a month. By rent, what you mean? Like, do they literally own you? Do they have complete control of you? I can't tell if this girl is putting up a dating application or a prostitution application. This person who publicly begged for free birthday gifts. Imagine begging for birthday presents. I really like to enjoy my birthday. Today I'd like to get my hair done for free, makeup done, manicure and pedicure. Be pampered. Any stylist who can help me out with this would be so great. It's been very tough for me and my family, and this would really relieve some pressure off me. Let me know, thank DM me. Hopefully most of the DMs were probably telling you to get off your ass and get a job. Are you literally gonna put a Facebook post up saying I enjoyed my birthday, someone paid for me to get my hair done, my makeup done, manicure, pedicure, etc. Like, I'm so sorry, do you think we're made of money? I also love how there's like 10 laughing reactions. Usually if people are laughing at you on Facebook, you know you've messed up. Well, anyways guys, talk about entitlement. That was some entitled people. If you want to see me looking more entitled people in the future, then I definitely will. Press the bell, subscribe, and see you all tomorrow for another video.